Hi, Coach. Hi, Marko. Question to you, Marko. First of all, you picked the right game at the right moment to score your first goal for KBFC. Yeah. So, how do you feel about scoring your first goal for KBFC in a very high match for KBFC last week?
When you score goals from our fans, I feel okay. It's a special goal for me because it's first for Kerala Blasters, and I don't know what to say. It's feeling good, especially because we start with 0-1. It's important goal for me. It's important goal for team. We come back in the game, and after we win this game.
Your team, Croatia, did pretty well at the World Cup, getting into the semi-finals. Unfortunately, lost against Argentina. But you played with a lot of players in the Croatian team, whether it be Kovacic or anyone like Vida. You have played with a lot of them, especially Livakovic. You have played a lot of games with him. So he was a hero for Croatia. So did you talk to him, or did you happen to talk to anyone in the squad after the heroics at the World Cup?
No, I follow this World Cup. I didn't speak with players, but I follow. I see. I play what you say with a lot of players together. I play with Livakovic in Dinamo Zagreb together 3-4 years. He's unbelievable good goalkeeper, and all team play very good in World Cup. We lose in semi-final, but today we play for third place, and I hope we will win.
Thank you, Marko. Coach, question to you. We lost a football legend in Sinisa Mihailovic yesterday. You both represented Yugoslavia at different age groups. You played for Red Star Belgrade as well. And he is a legend in the Yugoslavian football circle and even in Italy. A word on him, please.
Well, it's a huge loss. He's one of the actually real legends of Yugoslavian football. Since he started playing in young national teams and throughout his whole career, the period he was playing in Yugoslavia back then for national teams, the importance of him being in the dressing room as a leader was immense, was huge, was priceless. It was great personality. Later on, he's a record holder of many things in Italian football, like the most goals scored from free kicks, and actually all these things that now we see around the world about him. It says that he was a big name. He was struggling and fighting in the last couple of years with the disease. He was a great fighter, trying to win it, but unfortunately that was not the case. And everybody's sorry because he was still young. He was still young, and he had a great playing career, great coaching career. You know, great personality, great leader in the dressing room. I remember being a young player, coming from a youth national team to senior national team, and only his presence in a dressing room together with current national team coach was priceless. For the young players, just to look up to them and follow the examples, how you have to be professional, how you have to deal with certain things, and it's a big loss. It's a big loss in total for let's say Yugoslavian football, for Italian football, because he was a great personality.
Coach, a couple of questions on the last game. You dropped Putia and Cabra from the squad. A word on that? What was the reasons for dropping them?
Well, you know, in a certain period of the season, when you know you're looking for a result, and now we had that moment back, 3 consecutive defeats. You try to shuffle things. You try to, you know, it's a kind of puzzle. You try to make a couple of moves. It was a kind of coaching decision, you know. And we started with the victory in Goati, and then later on now we are in a consecutive row. So these are the things that happen during the season worldwide. In any other team that there are these kind of changes, but it doesn't mean that now we think less of someone. No, we have a good squad, we have good players and I'm glad as a coach that everybody can jump in any moment, play for the team, do the things because everybody knows his job. So it's not only about these players; it's about everybody. Whoever is on the pitch, on the bench, they know that what they have to do the moment they get minutes to play. So, you know, we are now in one positive row. We try to continue that. It doesn't mean that if they were not playing in the last period, that they were not playing in the next period. So that's football. They are still good players, and I like them a lot.
Coach, you have mentioned that this is a very important phase of the season, most important, if you could say. And with that said, do you wish that the team killed off games better? Because against Jamshedpur and even against BFC, the last few minutes, they were like heart and mouth moments for you. So, like going forward in the like festive season, you could say, do you wish that, or are you planning to make the team enable them to kill off games better so that they like we don't risk losing or dropping points?
Well, we would like actually to have this kind of situation that you can leave those last moments of the game at ease, like say on the bench. But you know, when we were analyzing last, let's say 2 seasons in a bubble, and we were looking, many teams were dropping points in second part of December, first part of January, actually, where is a crucial part of the season. So if as a team you are focused and concentrated in that period collecting points, you have a big chance later to participate in playoffs, especially this year with top 6. It can be the case. So when you are in a situation of, let's say, positive result, and then talking again about Kerala Blasters as the team we are now, it's been now 2nd consecutive year that we are working something differently. Again, now in December we are in a moment where we have 18 points. Last year, I think also in this period of the competition we had kind of 18 or 17, 18, 19 points, something like that. Comparing to the previous season, where actually the season before that Kerala Blasters ended up with 17 points at the end of the season, there is a big changement of character, mentality, and then when you do all those things, there are things that you have to deal with, like you say, at the end of the game. Actually fighting for the points, fighting spirit, character, you know, not allowing your opponents to score that goal, because many times in the past what was happening, you lead the game, then you lose the game, you know. And changing all those things, it's a kind of a long-term process. So far, of course, we are happy now with our last period, so we need to continue. We know that every point for us is golden, it's crucial. So every game for us is very difficult. So it doesn't matter now if you're playing, like you mentioned, our last opponents or the next opponents. Every game for us will be difficult. Every game will be the same. Of course, we would like to score more goals. As a coach, I'm happy to see that we are creating chances. For me, that's a good thing. Seeing the boys playing with the joy, seeing the boys enjoying on the pitch, doing the things and repeating the things from training sessions, how we want to explore certain spaces, how we want to harm our opponents, create chances, and then, like we say, in that last moment of when you create that chance, it's about decision making and 1 second of that quality when your heart is pumping, adrenaline is in, and everything, that as a player you have to be calm enough to make good decisions to score goals. It's about that moment, 1 second. We as a coaching staff on the bench, sometimes like everybody at the standings, you're enjoying those moments and hoping that it will go in. So actually, of course, we will try in the next period to be more focused in that moment to score goals and try to, like we say, kill the game. But sometimes it's not the case, because you always have opponent against you who will try to block you. And again, I think next games it will be difficult. We have to go through it, and we're not complaining. We're not complaining. We'll try our best.
Coach, when we come to Chennai, it's another Southern Rivalry, Southern Derby, like compared to last week against Bengaluru. So how do you compare Bengaluru and Chennai FC as an opponent?
Well, my only experience with them was from last season. So I think that the both teams, they had facelifting, changings, and they look differently than last season. I think that both of teams are very good. They have very good players that can make difference individually. Collectively also, both good teams. So now from a coaching point, you prepare your games like every other game. You know, there is a process, there is the things and this microcycles that you're doing during the week. And then, of course, Southern Derby, again, it gives something, let's say, more spicy in that feeling. So the fans, the players, they like playing those games, because as a player, you dream about playing those big games in front of big crowds, and this is something special. So for us, we know that it means a lot to everybody in Kerala, so we'll try to do our best and make positive out of it.
Coach, when we talk about Chennai FC, it's hard to not consider El Khayati at the moment. He's on red hot form. I know you have said that you don't consider one player from a team, you consider the team as a whole, but it's hard to ignore him. So, like, how do you rate him as an opponent, El Khayati?
Who? Sorry.
El Khayati.
Well, he's a good player coming from European side, having that experience from European league, one of the most important leagues in Europe, Dutch league, and actually him bringing something extra in this league is nice. Seeing him playing like that and contributing extra things to his team, it's always nice to see good players in ISL. So actually, but you know, it's not only about him; it's about the whole team. How you want to use their weak points, how you want to block their strong sides. So, of course, he's a guy who can make individual difference. So, as a team, again, you know, we have to prepare our things. We have to be concentrated on the things we want to achieve, and that's how it goes.
Coach, also in Chennai FC is Prashant, who's a very familiar face in Kerala Blasters.
And Vinci.
So yeah, he was with the team for a lot of years, and the team decided to let him go in the summer. Why was that decision? Like, why did we let him go?
Well, you know, as a player, after a certain amount of years, you enter into one period of comfort zone where actually you need new energy, you need new boost in your, like, let's how we say, a boost in your back, you know, to fly again. And then, you know, we were thinking like for him it would be the best to get some playing minutes, which actually now in maybe our situation it would be difficult for him, and in a football way it happens. He's a great guy, he's a good player, you know, I like him a lot being with us, but then in one moment now we see that it made good to him actually, going there, feeling new energy, feeling new things, and I'm glad seeing him playing on a high level now. So we hope that for him his future will be bright. So this is how it goes in football, you know, the players, they come, they go, do the same thing with coaches. So he had that moment after so many years that maybe he needed this new energy, so this is it.
Coach, are there any injury concerns ahead of the game?
No, so far everything's all right. Today we have a training session, tomorrow the last training session before we leave to Chennai. Everything's good so far, so everybody's available.
Has Bijoy returned to training, by the way?
Bijoy started training yesterday after the surgery. He's on the pitch. He has now the modified work a bit, so he will continue next week. We'll see when he will join the team, and step by step he'll be back with the squad on the pitch.
Coach, one word on Marko here, please, because he's he seems to be a very silent type of person, not much of emotions, whether that be sadness, anger, or happiness. So, like, how is it working with him? Like, how is he as a character in the dressing room, and how is he as a player that you coach?
Well, again, I know Marko since 2014, when we played against each other in European group stage. He was playing for one Croatian club, I was coaching a Belgian club, and we were playing in a group stage. Then he was young, promising player, very good player. And I remember in that period that we had a situation that one of our central defenders left and signed a contract in MLS in United States. So actually we wanted him. So, but in that period, of course, in the European market, there are demands, there are offers, you know, and our offer was not that strong like it was his previous club where he spent in Dinamo Zagreb, big club, and actually we were sorry not having him. He's a great guy, great professional, great personality to have in the dressing room. Now in this situation, very good example for young players, especially our defenders, how the things have to be done, how you have to deal with certain situations. Great example as a kind of leader to all those young players. What does it mean? Playing with consistency, being aware of many other things, and we are happy to have him. Last year, when we also had the situation to sign him, of course, me from my coaching side was absolute yes, and we were pushing because we wanted him. So, of course, as a team, as a coach, you are glad to have this kind of personalities in your dressing room because it brings you something extra.
Thank you. And Marko, like, how is it working with Coach? Working.
This is trick question.
My English is not so good. I can speak like my coach, but it's a big pleasure to have coach like Ivan. It's amazing. Not only coach, like person. Whatever you need, whatever you want, you can speak with him. normal guy. I'm so happy to have coach like him. What I say, it's big pleasure for me. I don't know what to say in English because my English is not so good, but I can only say good because we have good communication, we have good work here, and I hope we will continue like this.
Coach, I know you have talked about the transfer market the last week, but still a question on that because fans are always excited for what goes in and out. So, like, is there any area in the squad that you would like to improve, or are there players in the team that would like to have a bit more playing time and would go on loan or possibly?
Well, as a coach, you always welcome extra quality. That's for sure. So far we are very happy with the squad we had. I think last year we were maybe the only team in ISL, like we mentioned earlier. We were the only team who did not make a move in January period. Even it was a difficult period for us, full of COVID, and even if we were offering somebody, everybody would have been saying like, no, I'm not coming to you guys. You are now like in isolation. So, but anyway, now in this moment we are happy with the squad. If now coming closer to January, anything positive happens, because in transfer window you never know what will happen. And one day there is a like door opening, there is possibility you can acquire one player, you can sign somebody with quality. Of course you can go for it, and you will go for it. So far there are no movements. Everybody is like sitting still. Everybody start talking. There are some rumors, but so far in our camp there is nothing that's concrete. So later, if anything opens, of course we're gonna react, of course. But so far we have our positions covered. We will see later if something moves, of course. Like I said, anything possible, we'll do it. If not, like we'll continue and see if there's something extra, of course.
Hi guys, just a question. Like there was a news doing the rounds that there will be there's a higher chances that the Kerala Blasters is moving for a player exchange with FC Goa. Is there anything like that?
Not that I heard.
Oh.
No, so far not. No, so far not. We didn't receive any demand or something. No, as a coach, I'm telling you, I have no information so far.
Like it's been reported by one of the a reputed journalist in the Indian football. That's why I asked. Okay, anyway, yeah, you are another.
Really? No, but actually, so far, if we look our squad, like we are covered in all positions. Even we have already some youngsters from B team coming step by step with us, training all the time with them, because we are preparing them already for the next step, which means from January some of them will be constantly with us, preparing and seeing that senior level, that from the next season they are the full part of our squad, building up their careers. This is our idea. So now, if you mention this, no, so far nothing.
Yet some of the young...
If it's maybe on a youth level or something, then, but we don't cover that.
But yet, some of the Indian players, young Indian players, are getting comparatively lesser playing time. So, do they have any such to go on a loan move or something like that? Do any such young players have any such plans or something like that?
For young players, it is crucial to have playing time. And if sometimes it's not the case that they get those playing time in their clubs, of course, if there is possibility to go on loan and let them play, of course, we will act there and we will allow those players to go and play. It was the case, I'll give you now one of the best examples. Last year with Mahesh, he was with us, and one moment we decided, it will be difficult for him to get some playing time. We allowed him to go to East Bengal. He developed himself, and today he's one of the best players of East Bengal. This is how it goes. So if there is anything later in January, this kind of demands for our players, for young players especially, why not? We'll see later.
Coach, the team has registered a 5-win unbeaten streak. That's a record. So obviously now the opponents will be looking to break that record. So is that create an added responsibility to to keep that record going? And if yes, what are the plans you have in mind?
Well, from a coaching point, you can never be busy in your mind with records or thinking like that. Emotions aside, you always think about your games, like how to prepare those games, how to get ready for the next opponent. So Kerala Blasters was always something special in Indian football, and everybody has this something special to play and win against Kerala Blasters. So from our side, of course, we prepare for our games, trying to beat our opponents, and that's all. So now, like we mentioned in previous interviews, we are in a period where we need to collect points because we want to be among the best teams in the playoffs. So now, we are thinking like every game, every week, preparing how we want to prepare things for that next game, and then see how we will collect points there. So, of course, every game for us, like I said, it's difficult. Everybody wants to beat. Everybody wants to be the best against Kerala Blasters. We accept that. We accept because it's something special, especially when you are playing here at home. So we'll see. There is a nice period ahead of us. Now with this last game against Chennai, we are at the half of the competition. Then we will make kind of one evaluation to see how we will be going further on. And okay, so far, like I said, we are happy with the current situation. Let's hope that we can build up further on.
Coach, one last question from my side. Yesterday, Stephen Constantine was talking about the financial parity between teams, like especially Mumbai City. He was talking about how he was asked to compare Mumbai City and East Bengal, and he said they have a lot of money. So that's a bit of a problem in the ISL, because even if we talk about Kerala Blasters, we operate on a different financial
budget,
terms. Yeah. So like going forward in the long term, do you see that being a bad thing for the ISL and the quality of the football across the league?
Well, you see that worldwide. You see that all around the world. You have in every competition the teams who will always act in a market saying, okay, if they want one player, they will always try and go around and pay a little bit more to that player, or agents or transfer fees, whatever it is, to have those players. And when you are as a team below that level, you have absolutely no chance. So that's a fact. That's the truth. So now, if we speak about our ISL league now, if there are teams who are acting like that, going around with the money and saying, okay, we're going to pay more, we have no chance. So actually, as a club, your only thing is you operate within your budget. This is what you have. You cannot go out of that. So these kind of things sometimes are frustrating, but you deal with that. You deal with that, and we always want as a club to try to go on a positive note when we present a project to some player, saying what kind of club we are, what kind of things they can have in our club, coming here, playing for this club, for this crowd and everything. Maybe there's something extra. Of course, always trying to give one good financial level, but sometimes, there are teams who will always just go and say, yeah, we pay more, and then the players, they find themselves in situations where if they are closer to the end of their career, they say, you know what, I'm just looking for money. So these kind of things, it happens all around the world. It happens, you talk about England, you talk about Italy, Spain, any league top in it happens like that. It happens like that, and then this is the unwritten rules of a market, like we say. So you deal with those things, we don't complain, and we try to do our best within our budget. So that's it.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Marko.